I don't obsess about food.
Mm-hmm.
I obsess about eating. I don't think I've ever unintentionally eaten anything in my life.
Like you don't mindlessly eat?
For me, it's actually the exact opposite. I will start talking or I'll start thinking and designing how I'm going to eat that meal. What plate I'm going to put it on. What utensil I'm going to do to
What plate?
Will I use a fork or a knife? Will I use a spoon for this particular item?
That's a lot of energy.
It is a lot of energy, but that's where my energy goes. And then the thing I enjoy the least is the actual meal.
I challenge you to be present.
What's the key to everything I'm just saying? It's the word that you started with. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Big Man, Big Problems podcast. My name is Julio. I'm your host. And you could see or hear next to me the lovely Yvette, who I love to have as a co-host.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, well, she's wonderful. She's got a lot of opinions and she's not shy about them, which is exactly why she's here. Because, this is harder than it looks, isn't it?
It is harder than it looks.
I mean, a lot of people want to say, hey, I want to start my own podcast. But actually getting in front of a microphone and speaking, it's not as easy as it's taken me. Like, I'm a good talker.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a while just to get to the point where I don't start every sentence with,
My kids, when they I count.
Yeah.
And after they get to a certain point, I start counting it out and it makes them mad, but it makes them aware. So if you start umming or like, I'll call you out.
It's funny you mentioned the word aware. I was, and I say it, and I'm proud of it. I do see a therapist.
Okay.
I don't see a therapist for weight or eating or any of that type of stuff. But everything, in my opinion, is somewhat related. But I was with my therapist and we were on some sort of conversation because I do talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. And I talk about the podcast. And I looked at her and I said, I just had the strangest thought.
And that was?
She said, what's that? And I said, I don't think I've ever unintentionally eaten anything in my life.
Like you weren't thinking about it? Like you don't mindlessly eat?
And see, when you say that, that's the first thought people have.
Well, yeah.
Right? For me, it's actually the exact opposite. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this out loud.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people out there who are watching or listening to this are going to really understand what I'm saying.
I'm ready.
I never eat anything that I don't think about before I actually go eat it. So this whole idea of mindless eating, this whole idea of somebody sitting on the couch with a packet of Oreos or a bag of chips, and then they just look down and it's mysteriously gone. I don't actually buy that. If I'm going to eat chips, I sit there, I think about what chips I have.
Yeah.
I think about whether I'm going to get the bag or I'm going to put them on the plate. I think about whether I'm going to dip them in something or just eat them plain.
Yep.
I think about what I'm going to drink while I'm eating those chips. And I might even think about what might be able to accompany those chips.
Creating a whole experience. You're not just eating.
Every single time
Really?
I eat something.
Huh.
Yeah. So I don't obsess about food.
Mm-hmm.
I obsess about eating.
But you're eating food.
Well, yes, that's not what I mean.
But that sounds like the same thing to me, though.
But it's not the same thing because it's not the food itself that I'm obsessing about. It's the preparation and the eating and the satisfaction of doing it that I'm more obsessed with.
So you like the prep, not necessarily just the meal.
No, I like the meal too.
You like
I
the
like
prep
it, but I
and
like
the
it
meal.
all. So I don't just walk
right.
in and just grab something out of the refrigerator and eat it. Okay.
Mhm.
If my wife was sitting here, she would back this up. Okay.
I'm sure she would.
So I come home from work and I come home from work late because I work odd hours and I might come home at 7 or 8 o'clock. And the first thing my wife says to me is, would you like me to make you something to eat? My response is always, no, I'll take care of it. Unless, of course, she already made something.
Right.
But I'll say, I'll take care of it. And I ask every time I come home, because I call her every time I leave work.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you have dinner?
Mhm.
And if she says, well, I made something, then on the way home, I will start talking or I'll start thinking and designing how I'm going to eat that meal, what plate I'm going to put it on, what utensil I'm going to do to
What
eat it.
plate?
what plate? Am I gonna do it in a bowl? Am I gonna do it in a pasta bowl? Am I gonna do
Oh,
it in a regular bowl?
fancy.
Is it just something I'll put on a paper plate? Will I use a fork or a knife? Will I use a spoon for this particular item?
That's a lot of
What am
energy.
I gonna do? It is a lot of energy, but that's where my energy goes. And the most
Wow.
interesting part about this, and I think this is what everyone's gonna find interesting,
Mhm.
is I've never actually thought about it before. I'm 57 years old, and I'm just sitting in a chair in front of my therapist, and it dawned
And
on
you
me.
yeah, had that aha moment.
It just dawned on me, right? So what did I become at that moment? Aware.
Aware. It all went
And
back.
what does the awareness do? So if I were to, well, here, I'll finish the story with my wife. So if did not prepare something,
Yeah.
right? Then I'll start thinking about what's in the refrigerator. Is there leftovers?
Mhm.
Is there something I can make? And I'll start thinking of how I'm going to make it. And I'll be specific as to how I'm going to heat it, how I'm going to cook it, what I'm going to add to it, how am I going to make this particular thing better. And
Okay.
then the
Interesting.
thing is, she didn't have that thought. So when she says to me, "Can I make you something?" I don't really wanna go into a 10-minute explanation of exactly how she has
Yeah.
to prepare it
Here's
for
what
me
I'd
to be
like.
okay, and I'll think about, like, the texture of it, and I'll think about, like, how hot I want it to be or whatever the case might be.
Wow.
So, the obsession is not about food. The obsession is
Is
about
about eating. Okay. Now I got
eating.
it. Okay. Thank you for
Now the
clarifying.
food is a big part of it. The food is always gonna be tasty.
Yeah.
The
It
food
better
is
be.
always gonna be excellent, but I'm trying to make it a certain thing.
Okay.
So when I sat down with my friends, Bob and Stacy, and we did a podcast,
Yeah.
and the whole podcast was, am I happier thin or am I happier heavy? Right? Stacy looked at me and said, "You're happier eating.
Ooh,
So in order to be thin, what do I have to do? Basically not
eat
eat,
less.
right?
Yeah.
So to take away
That's your
that
joy.
part of it, right? It's my joy.
Yeah. That's your joy.
Now, I'm not ashamed of it.
No.
I'm not embarrassed by it. The fact that I am aware is going to do what? It's gonna make sure that when I do this, I'm gonna be happy,
Yeah.
right? When I
Absolutely.
do this, generally, I'm gonna pick something that's not just awful. So I'm not just grabbing fast food. I'm not just grabbing a quick whatever out of the refrigerator. I'm being thoughtful, which means my meal is more well balanced
That's very true.
in every aspect.
As far as everything on the plate, as far as you've got your veggies and you got your grains and you got your meat, your protein, whatever.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you've
not
got balanced meals.
as balanced as I think I can make them, but I
Okay.
always look at it in a balanced way.
Okay.
Yeah. I honestly don't recall a time where I was just like, "Ah, I'll just have that."
Okay. So switch it up.
Okay.
You don't have control of it. You're going to a restaurant. You're going to a restaurant you've never been to.
I have as much control in a restaurant as I do selecting what bourbon I wanna have on this table right now. You
How?
go into a restaurant, so I have a friend
Oh,
who I shall not mention. I have a friend who, whenever he eats out,
yeah.
looks up the restaurant online first
Yeah.
and decides what he's gonna have before he gets there.
I do that sometimes.
But you know what that is?
Making a choice?
It's intentional eating. Because what you don't wanna do is go through that thought process while you're there,
Yeah.
but you're going to go through the thought process. Now,
You're just doing it
a
early.
lot of people, especially those who are not like me, will go to a restaurant and will go straight to the burgers and go, "Yeah, I want that burger," or they'll order the same thing every time, right?
Yep.
And that to me is a little bit boring. It's just a little bit boring.
But it's comfortable.
I'll look at a menu and I'll look at it not that dissimilar to, let's say I walked into we're on vacation and we're walking through some new town
Mm.
and we come across this new bakery. So I'll go in
Yeah.
and I'll scan the goods. And based on my vast knowledge of food, I'm going to find the thing that I think they did the best. Or even better,
Oh,
let's say they're doing something that other bakeries don't do that you can't really get unless
true.
you're at that bakery.
I want
That's the
that.
thing I'm
Yeah,
after.
you want your specialty. You want them to
Exactly.
show off their showcase.
So when I go to a restaurant, to
Yes.
go back to that,
Yes.
I always wanna hear the specials
Yes.
because the specials is something the chef concocted from things he really wants to get rid of and sell. or he found cheap wholesale or whatever the case may be.
Or it's a temporary pleasure.
But that's not the important thing. The important thing is he got whatever he had, and in his mind, he had to create something new in order for it to sell. And that, the idea of that, the fact that he intentionally put these things together
Yes.
on the fly for a special, I find kind of fun and exciting. And I want to try those things. Yeah. Unfortunately, I tend to have an opinion, and I may let them know my opinion of how they might be able to improve
Do
this
it better.
particular. Yeah.
This is good. How you can make it great.
Yeah. I have this new thing in restaurants.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is a little messed up, I'll be honest, where I need the chef to know I'm there.
What are you, fancy?
Well, fancy is a very kind way of saying it.
Picky? Particular?
No, I'm a
Special?
lot of things, right? I'm a lot of things. Here,
Why does the chef have to know you're there?
I don't know, right? So what I've been doing lately, which is kind of fun,
Yeah.
is I'll pick a couple of things on the menu
Mhm.
and I'll tell the waitress to go to the chef and tell him that I'm thinking of one of these 2 things,
Mhm.
and I would like him to just serve me whichever one he's more proud of.
Surprise me. That's called a surprise me. I can't
Now,
decide between A and
know
B.
I know
Surprise
I know
me.
I'm getting 1 of 2 things,
Yeah.
right? But what I did is I had the chef kinda wake up from his everyday routine of just making these dishes
Yeah.
and say, "Wait a minute, this guy wants something I'm proud of. I'm gonna put a little extra into what I'm
Oh.
doing."
Oh, I see you.
Right?
Okay. I
So
see
now
you.
what is he doing? He's intentionally cooking
Intentionally
for
creating.
my intentional eating.
You roped somebody else into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of a problem. I don't know. What do you think? It's
I mean, I get it, and I'm one that loves specials too because it's temporary. If I want something on the menu that's there all the time, I wanna have that special because it's seasonal, delicious,
so what are the pros,
of
right? The
being intentional,
positives to being an intentional eater. Number 1, awareness,
being aware, yes.
right? Number 2, you are generally eating better than you would if you're just eating mindless. So the size of what you're eating, the amount of what you're eating, what you're putting in it, you're hyper aware of all those things. So naturally, that's going to tend towards healthier eating
Correct.
and ultimately happier outcome,
Yes.
right? So what are the negatives? What are the negatives as you see them?
Of intentional eating,
Yeah.
like I said, that's a lot of energy. I wanna just go and enjoy. It's like, "Wait, I don't have to make it? You're gonna make it for me? Okay, go."
That would be how my mom looked at things.
But I'm not a big cook. I don't enjoy the process. I'm not thinking about the plates and the no.
Really?
Yeah, for real. Shocking. No, not shocking, but yeah,
Yeah.
my husband cooks.
You
He
know,
enjoys it.
I should have had, like, my wife or my daughters in on this podcast
I'm out.
because they will describe to you the intentionality. I don't think that's a word.
I think we just made it up.
Is that a word?
It is
I don't
now.
know. Is
There you go.
intentionality a word? Yeah. Okay. Well, my vocabulary is extensive apparently. Yeah.
Check.
I would play Scrabble, except we no longer play Scrabble in our house.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
fight,
it almost cost a divorce about 15 years ago.
fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiles thrown.
Well, it was, the board was flipped, I'll tell you that. Yeah, yeah. So
Monopoly moment.
as a family, we don't play Scrabble anymore, you know. But and my daughter, by the way, is a
Yes.
Boggle savant.
Oh,
Oh, a savant.
love it.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing. Whenever somebody comes over, she's like, "You wanna play Boggle?"
And they're
And
like,
I look
"Sure."
at them, I go, "Don't do it. Don't
You're
do it
about to get
because you're
hustled.
going
Don't do
to
it.
get embarrassed at the end of the day."
Hustle. Does she play for money? That's what I need to
No,
know.
she
Okay,
doesn't.
then
My
I'm good.
daughters are wonderful.
That's
They're
lovely.
fantastic.
Ain't that nice?
Where was I? Oh, the negatives.
The negatives of
I
being an
if I had my daughters and I had my wife here, they would
yes.
tell you that I obsess over all the things preparation. So I obsess over the ingredients. I obsess over the tools that you use, the cooking utensils, the gadgets, the oven, the grills,
What?
every part about it,
Yes.
I obsess over. And then the thing I enjoy the least is the actual meal at the end of the day, unfortunately, because I'm constantly trying to figure out how I could have made that thing a little bit better.
Wait, so you're not enjoying, you thought about this hardcore and I'm going to do it like this and so much of this.
You said it's about the food, right?
Yeah.
But see, it's not about the food.
About the process.
And even when I make the food, as I'm eating it, I'm wondering how I could make it better the next time I do it.
Which is beautiful, but aren't you in that moment saying, ooh, this is delicious, or this is the right salty, or the right whatever? Oh,
in my head.
In my
head.
But in your head, you're also going, next time I'm going to do this, or next time I'm going to change this, or more of this, or less of that. That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
In which case, I challenge you to be present. Be where your feet are. Enjoy that meal. What? It's true.
We're gonna give you a T-shirt that says "Queen of Cliches."
I am the queen of cliches. That's so true.
No, it's cliche.
No, it's cliche.
But it's nicer if you say cliche.
Oh, I'm still saying cliche. Whatever. You do you.
The negative to me,
yes,
is eating now is more of a hobby, right? Which is ultimately, if I'm going to stand in front of a nutritional specialist or a trainer or my dear old friend Jillian Michaels, if I'm going to stand in front of them, they're going to say, or even if you Google intentional eating,
yes,
you're going to get a lecture on how food is for fuel.
Yes, it is.
And it's not for fun or whatever. I have never looked as food for fuel.
Both can be true.
Exactly.
But
that's not
fuel.
What they put in front of you if you're a heavy person. What they put in front of you is food has to be less important, right? But
it's addressing a different thing. It's not you can't eat. It's you got to like take apart the piece of how you eat and why you eat.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. So you have to take, if you're a heavy person, right? And let's say you're somebody who just eats whatever is in front of them, right? Orders fast food, opens a bag of chips, all those things. And they say, you got to go on a diet now. What's the one thing you now have to do more than anything else is now you have to really pay attention to every single thing you eat. It is absolutely torture.
Yeah, you're counting grapes and
doing
all the things.
Everything you want, you can't have, and everything you can have, you have to pay special attention to in its preparation, and it's just not enjoyable,
I get that.
But both can be true.
And both can be true.
Right?
It can be fuel and
you could eat healthy, you could be happy.
Yes.
You can eat better.
Yes.
All these things can happen, right? Don't fall into the trap of a regular diet where they say you have to do this or you have to do that. There are steps that you can take in your life that are going to cut down on certain things.
True.
That's going to elevate your whole way of living.
Yeah.
Make you feel better.
True. But then you're talking about feeling better because of the food or feeling better because of other things?
Feeling better because you're eating better.
Because you're eating better.
Paying attention to what you're eating ultimately is going to put you in a place where you're feeling better, where you're healthier, where you're happy.
True.
Because I'm a lot of things, but I'm also really happy.
Good. And that's a blessing.
It is a blessing. And when I want to wrap this up, when I want to say, what's the key to everything I'm just saying? It's the word that you started with. It's awareness. And the awareness of this is what's going to lead you to everything I have been talking about in every one of my podcasts is to be happier and to be healthier.
Yes.
So I hope you guys take from this the way it's intended. I hope that you make your eating more intentional.
You're going to make me think about food eating differently.
You're going to think about what's on your plate, how it's going to get there, how you're going to put it there. Because what you really want is when you eat something and maybe it's not the best thing for you, you're going to want it to be worth it, right?
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. That's another cliche for you. Was it worth it?
Was it worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yes. So thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like or the subscribe button. You could pick me up, as you know, on YouTube or Instagram or what's the other stuff I'm on?
Facebook, TikTok.
Facebook. Oh, I'm on TikTok now.
Ticking and talking.
Yeah, TikTok's been a great one. So yeah, like it, subscribe, send me comments. I love the comments because we love to talk about the comments and we love to respond to the comments. So we'll see you next time. Thank you.